Good morning, people, and I hope your Sunday is going to be a good Sunday. Um, I've been a little bit crook over the last few days. Yeah, bit of a cold, um, but that's okay. I'll keep backing up, and yeah, it's shit happens. It's just been freezing here on the Gold Coast, but apparently it's been like that all over Australia. Um, Yeah, but yeah, I'll come good. I'm feeling a lot better today. Today, I just quickly want to just touch on why we do what we do um, in a life. I suppose asking that question, that's a big question to ask any human being. What we do and why we do it. Like, who knows? Who knows that? I don't know that. I can't speak for um, other people. I can talk about why I do what I do and the reason why I do what I do. But I don't know if that really applies to anyone else. And why I say I don't know how easy or if that applies to other people for the simple reason a lot of people don't question it. It's not questioned in most people um, because then it opens it up and people have to start looking at themselves and for most to look at yourself. Um, it hasn't been taught, nor has most people been conditioned to evaluate their part in experiences and look at their contribution to things that have happened in their life that has hurt them, has disappointed people, has scared people, has closed people off. Experiences can make you hard. And it can also separate you because when you judge, and we listen, we all judge. You cannot get away from the fact that every human is going to judge. It's um, it's as certain as the sun rising and setting today. It's going to happen. But when you decide, if you decide that nothing else has really worked, or you're still chasing your tail where you're at the moment, then maybe there's another level that you may need to reach if you want to attempt to understand why you do what you do. You gotta you gotta ask that question. What part? Well, firstly, what are you prepared to own your part in everything that you've done, in all your decisions, all your actions? Are you prepared to stop blaming? Are you prepared to become aware consciously of your blaming? Are you prepared to consciously become aware of what you're doing. And when you can say yes to that, because as I said, that's a big call. Um, if you say yes to that, then there's freedom beyond it. I don't know because most humans they you want, and I want it. It's you want instant gratification. Oh, you don't want to hear taking accountability and responsibility and stop blaming people and why do we do what we do and like that's you got to become aware of another dimension of what you are when you can do that. And because there's no instant gratification in change, well, there might be a little bit. You get snippets of instant gratification in change, and that's what excites people. And it's like it's like a lot of affirmations or a positive outlook. It's short term. It's short term. The only long term guarantee, I believe, for a sustainable existence is owning your actions and behaviors and what you do. Like completely own them. And your thoughts, own them. Now, you're going to be left with emotions. You're going to be left with feelings with that. You're going to have to process um, your pain, your hurt, your disappointment. Um, Unfortunately, you might have to get in touch with your vulnerability, and you're not used to it. So that's going to be hard. But preparation is the key. But forget about preparation if you don't make that conscious decision. Um, and that is understanding why we do what we do. It's all related to our personal outlook. Um, Blaming people for your situations, judging continuously, criticism all the time, never happy, always whinging and complaining, taking a lot of drugs. If we can't see our denial, who can? Who can? Who can see our denial if we don't see it? And why should I make a comment of that being denial? Why can't people live in this world and blame people and have their whinging and take as many drugs as they want, not care, disregard law, um, disregard consequences, do what they want, not give a fuck, blame everybody. Perceive a society like that. Perceive that. We wouldn't even have a justice system if there was no accountability. It'd be a crazy world. So you either see the power in taking accountability um, for yourself, and then you'll be able to understand some of the reasons why you do what you do. Yeah, you will realize things. You will realize new things. If you're not realizing something new each week, somewhere during the week, how are you going to identify growth? What new things can come into a life if you don't see it as new? And that's part of the problem, how people live in the past. They don't get out of it because they're not prepared to open up and try new ways for new things to come into their soul and their existence, where the past is still there, and all of us live in the past somewhat, but you can still live in the past when there's new things coming to you. And the only way new things are going to come to you is by you staying open. And remember, if you're not receiving new information, you're not open enough. You're not having a go. It's, you're just chasing your tail. And new information is going to give you clues. It'll give you clues on what didn't work in the past. And if the new information that comes to you excites you or motivates you and you like it, that's change. That's change. But if new information does not stimulate the soul to get out of positions of where you might be currently at in your life, then I think you're off track. Because without new information and us being open to receive new information, and I can only say what happened to me through that process. It was only when I took that accountability that I started to dissect new ways coming to me, where I stopped blaming people for my situation. Because I used to blame everyone, man. If it wasn't the circumstances that led me to madness in my life, um, murders, friggin' trials at bloody 14 years of age in a men's jail when I was 15, spent 14 years or thereabout locked up. Um, Madness, car chases, fights, heroin addiction. I would have stayed there if I didn't change. I knew that. And as soon as I was broken, like a horse, I was broke in. Best thing ever happened to me. They broke me like a friggin' horse in that rehab. I cried. One day, after the pressure of confrontation continuously, and I cried for 4 hours and I couldn't stop. And what an outburst it was. Oh my God. I went off my head. I started fighting an oak tree on a work site. I was punching this tree like I was punching life because I hated life and I hated my existence and I hated going to jail. It wasn't a good life. So, why we do what we do? It's familiar, it's conditioned, You're used to it. You don't know any better. But if you're happy with that, that's all good. And it's all good if you're not happy with it. To tell you that I think it is. I think it doesn't matter. Um, because my views and my theories and philosophies on attitude development and behavior development and taking accountability for yourself, um, it's only one way, you know. There's a lot more information out there that I'm waiting on, um, and that's why I'm open, and that's how I've achieved everything in my life is from being, you know, open and open to new ways and not closed off and understanding the tragedy of a life, not acknowledging that. That's the worst thing. There's no way out if you don't acknowledge it. You just stay doing what you've been doing all your life. Um, yeah, so if it's just another way to look at things, I suppose. So have a great Sunday, and I've got a book out, King Hit book, all the W's. I do stuff on YouTube also. Um, Dean King on YouTube, um, and also do a podcast on Anchor. So yeah, there's other mediums out there where I'm spruiking my views uh, to live a more happy and content existence. But as I said, there's no instant gratification in it. The only instant gratification is the start, really. That's the trigger, and you know where you're going to go when something resonates with you as far as a new way and possibilities within your attitudes and your behaviours and in your actions. Yeah, but be very aware not to accuse the world for everything that you've done, and you have been an equal participant in all events. Fortunately and unfortunately, suck it up. That's life. Do something about it, and yeah, face up, and that's all good. So as I said, have a good Sunday, and that was my son saying good morning to me. Yeah, good morning, mate. Um, he's a beautiful boy. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Yeah, God bless. Take care.